Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Father's Day special conversation.
Yeah.
So, how are you guys?
Yeah.
So, I'm
Pretty good.
Richard, and I have two of
Yep.
my co-hosts. They are
Aaron.
Aaron and Patrick.
Patrick.
No. So, yes, three of us will be hosting for tonight, and you can see that Patrick is a little bit nervous. No, like he's very stiff. Steady, bro.
Yeah, trying to be.
So yeah, okay. So if you're watching this right now, kindly help us to spread, by clicking the share button. And we truly hope that our conversation tonight can be a blessing to all of you. You can share to your friends, or even can send the link, to your WhatsApp group. So yeah, nice, right? Are you ready, Patrick? Aaron? So
I'm ready.
Fantastic. Super ready.
Fantastic.
Very excited, in fact.
Yeah, of course, today is Father's Day, right? We're gonna talk about fathers, and I saw something very funny, which one of my friends, that the father texted them. The text says that, don't forget this Sunday is Father's Day. The rest of the year is Mother's Day. So come home, spend time with your father. Yeah, Patrick.
The only day where father is remembered, honestly.
Yeah, speaking about father, right? So we usually would have this kind of perspective where our father is a serious person, and yeah, let me change the kind of perspective a little bit. Actually, why not we start on what's the funny thing that we can remember our father? So actually, start from me. My father had this kind of habit when he's sneezing, right? The whole house can hear one until outside the house, right? People still recognize. It's like from far away, people know he's in the house already.
This is Mr. Leong sneezing.
Yeah, I'm not joking. Sometimes I get shocked also.
The signature sneezing.
Yeah.
Oh, taman again.
Yeah. How about you, Aaron? Do you have something like this?
Funny moments, I would say. Okay, this actually happened few years ago when our family is still here in Tawau before they move away for studies. What happened was, recently my dad lost all his hair. He is gloriously bald, okay? I really love it. When you get old, not just the white hair, but the glorious bald hair is fantastic, okay? So, during one of our dinner sessions, what happened was we just noticed that the head, right, just reflecting the light from the ceiling light. And then we just remembered something that we saw online, our dad's head is so bright, it's brighter than my future. And it is just so funny that even my dad laughed at that joke, okay? It's not offensive or whatever, it's just funny to see that, a bald head can be so shiny and reflective, and that is my funny moment with my dad, yeah. How about Richard?
Nice, man. That was epic. My dad, I'm not sure whether it's funny thing, but I find it quite funny because every time when I go to somewhere, you know that when he is there, he is there. It's not by seeing him he's there, but you heard his voice, He laughed very loud. He liked to laugh, Everywhere you go, he liked to laugh, though. So that's the signature of my father, though.
So we have the signature laugh and also the signature sneeze, and my dad's signature bald head.
Combination as an Asian father.
Yeah. So tonight, you're not just listening three of us talking, okay? Trash talk, no. So we have invited a few guests, actually. And the first one is a young, talented man, okay? He can play different kinds of instrument, and he can sing very well. And he is very good looking, I don't know whether he's still single or not, lah. But today he's gonna sing for us, and to dedicate a song to all the fathers and also to our Heavenly Father. So let us welcome Kevin Chow.
Oh yeah.
When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart wouldn't beat. Then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountain. You raise me up to walk on stormy sea. I am strong when I am on your shoulder. You raise me up to more than I can be. Raise me up to more than I can be. Thank you for shaping my life. Thank you for teaching me all you can. You are no ordinary man, no, no. You make me everything I am. Oh, thank you for taking the time. Thank you for showing me the way. And thank you for being there when I need you. Thank you for every single day. Oh, thank you for being my dad. Thank you.
Wow. Kevin, you made the night, man.
That was really nice.
Without you, I feel like there's emptiness in this group. Your music feel it. Nice, nice. And thank God for you. Like, we have this chance to collaborate with you, man. And like, I remember yesterday, we have this talk, and we try around everything, and then we have a talk about your life, about your career and your upbringing. And I heard one of the points that you share is there's some people who plays a father figure in your life, like, as we have heard that you have a bit different upbringing, okay, and we know that some people does not have a father, especially during this period of time, because of the pandemic. People who lost their father, and just recently one of our friend who lost his father, and Father's Day has become a very different meaning to them already. And as we celebrate Father's Day today, and here I would like to take the opportunity to thank you those who took the father figure is in supporting others people's life, especially like Kevin. We experienced it, and tonight, Kevin, can you share with us a little bit about yourself, people who place a father figure in your life that would guide you and even encouraging you to pursue your passion in music?
Yeah, so once again, thank you for having me first, okay? Thank you so much. Such an opportunity to be here. So, about the father figure that you mentioned just now, yes, not all of us have a father who really supports, or should I say, supports your passion, right? Maybe they have, just like us, as Asian or Malaysian,
Asian father.
Can relate.
you cannot, you cannot, you cannot earn money with your dream or your passion. But I thank God that some other my family members has become another father figure to me. Okay, so it's actually my uncle lah, my jiu lah, Steve, and also my grandfather lah, John Lee. So they both of them has a very huge impact to my life. They gave a huge impact to my life. Okay, because of course my father was the inspiration for music. Okay. So when I was young, my dad used to play the organ. I don't know where did he learn the organ. He said it's a kampong style organ. But when I heard the country girl and no, country road take me home, and then those every night disco. I tell you,
Classic.
that's my jam. That's my jam. Yeah. Then I decided to say, I want to take music. But then after that, my father left to another country for so-called they want to work there. He want to work there, and so that's why my uncle took the place to take care of me that time. So I told him about what I want to learn. I want to learn music. So he said, okay, without hesitating. Then he signed up for me, my piano lesson, and then of course until I'm thankful for that. That's a good start. And after that, I came to know Jesus. Yeah. Before that, I wasn't a Christian. Yeah. So after that, I came to know Jesus, and then my grandfather brings me to church every week. And until one day, I've decided to join the worship team. Yeah. But before that, he did support me by buying instrument that I need, or I don't think I need lah. I said I need personal desire, right? Yeah. So after that, that's an encouraging move for me. Okay, that's a great action to encourage me throughout my childhood and my youth. And then, as I said, I dedicate myself to Jesus, and I decided to serve in our church. And then, of course, there I met a lot of spiritual father. Such as, of course, some uncle, they just passed by, but I just took them as my father as well, because they taught me something, and I think I have to appreciate and remember it. Of course, I want to thank also Uncle Samuel for taking care of me lah. Dulu when I was still young, because he's from Children's South that time. We call it Koko Samuel, but now I'm calling him Uncle Samuel. But so yeah, thank God for that, for my grandfather and my uncle. So
Uncle
yes.
Samuel start to smile so sweet now. I can see he literally smile.
Reminded.
Thank you.
Okay, Kevin, sorry, Kevin.
Yeah. So until today, I am a music teacher. As you know, I'm still teaching in Kudos Music as a drum and piano teacher, and I'm a live band performer, and also I have a band, and yeah, such a privilege that I can play for our local artists in Malaysia, yeah, and then bringing my students for performance and everything about music, yeah. Get a chance to touch the artist's hand, or yeah.
Wow.
Nice, huh?
Yeah. So thank God for that lah.
Oh, thank you, man. It's very good sharing, like
Yeah.
you truly like receive something from it, and I believe many people can relate to your story, and especially to some are going the same thing, or will be going through the same thing. And yeah, we truly blessed lah, as you're sharing. Once again, thank you very much that you're willing to spend time with us tonight. So yeah, very nice, man. So
Alright.
we'll proceed. Okay, bye, Kevin. Bye.
Yep.
Thank you. See you.
Thanks, Kevin.
Right.
So we
Right.
proceed to our next sessions, which is the main course for tonight, man. So yeah. main
Yeah,
course.
we've listened to Young Man, and as we move on to the next session, we will be talking to fathers, right? Because this is the Father's Day conversation. And as you know, me, Patrick, and Richard, we're not married. We don't even have children, okay? So we're not fathers, but we have
Don't
invited
have girlfriend,
special-
bro.
It's not a
single.
girlfriend. Okay, sorry.
I hear
He's
that.
way back there. We don't even have girlfriend. Okay, right? So to compensate, we have actually invited special guests. They are real fathers. Okay, and first of all, we have Pastor Dr. James Khoo. All right, he's not just a father; he's a grandfather level already. All right, so we really look forward to hearing from Dr. James Khoo tonight. And on the other side of the spectrum, we have Reverend Nelson Tai. He is a new father, right? So we welcome both of you. We really look forward to hearing from both of you. The wisdom that comes from being a father is very, very important for a lot of young people. All right. So let us take it off. Patrick, come, let's go.
All right.
Let's welcome.
So,
Yeah, let's welcome them. Sorry.
Yeah, basically
Let's
we
welcome them.
welcome them first. So,
Yeah.
actually, before I talk about that, let's break a little bit of ice, shouldn't we? So so just now when we start, right, I asked about like what's the funniest thing you experienced from your father, right? So I would like to ask for our guest for tonight, right? Just want to ask is in like from Dr. James. So I just even though I heard about like you're pretty much a grandfather, is it Aaron? Yeah, you're in the grandfather at the moment. So, but did you still actually remember what's the funny thing about you experience from your dad though?
Okay, thank you, Patrick.
Yeah.
You're asking me for a funny moment with my dad.
Yes,
isn't it?
yes, yes.
Yeah, my dad was a very senior person. I mean, older generation, and I was trying to scratch my head and said, "Oh, funny moments." but eventually, I came. But if you ask me funny moments with my children, oh, there are plenty. Yeah, but with my father, there are not that many. But there's one occasion where I can remember very clearly, and that was when I was studying overseas, and he came to visit, and overseas sometimes the weather changed very suddenly, and he was just wearing a very light jacket, and the weather was cold, and I said to him, "Dad, you take this, you need to put this on, it'll keep you warmer." He said, no need, I'm okay." So walk around, and we could see he was a bit shivering, and then I said, "Dad, that's it, you have to take this jacket, you put it on." After you put it on, he put a nice smile on, and then it does make a lot of difference. So the rest of us just laugh, and it's funny in the sense that sometimes men, being men, they like to have a macho figure. They think we're okay, but eventually when they admit that they have a need, it can turn out to be a very funny moment as well. Yeah. That's one of the funny moments I had with my dad. Of course, if I start to think more, there could be others.
Oh wow, yes, that's great, Dr. James. So how about from Reverend Nelson, is it? Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Thankfully, I'm not the only one who scratched my head to think about funny moments. But I honestly I can't really recall. But looking at how my dad actually played with my son when we were in KK months ago, it triggered in me a very familiar feeling in me. So I guess that was how he also played with me when I was a toddler. So you can just imagine like adults, how adults will act in front of playing with child, suddenly become instantly look and feel younger by a number of years. So I think that is the closest that I can remember.
That's great. So yeah, our father left a lot of impressions, right? Various forms of impressions in our life. A lot of warm-hearted, light-hearted, funny impressions, and at the same time they also left a lot of teachable moments in our lives, right? So the next question will be on a more serious note. Basically, what is one thing about your father that left a deep impression in your life that you still remember until now? And I would like to ask Reverend Nelson to start off with sharing first.
Okay, this one, one of the strongest impression that I can share here is the first time I had a car accident. The road was quite wet actually from the rain, though the rain was just drizzling when I was driving at that moment. So the lorry in front of me hit the brakes, but I didn't notice because his middle brake light was out already. So please remember to fix your brake light. Please always check.
Yes. Yes.
So it was only when I noticed the whole lorry was like skidding on the road, then I start to hit my brakes. And then back then I just got my license, my P license. So being a new driver, I didn't really press the brake pedal all the way down because I didn't know how much I could go. I was worried. At the same time, I was also worried my car will skid. So I didn't really press down a lot. So I just pressed like probably just 75% or 50%. So my car was like just steadily going to the front and then hit the lorry. And then, of course, long story short, I called my dad and my whole family came, and my dad was left there to handle the accident with the other driver while my mom and sis was sent me to cell group. I was on my way to cell group actually. So it left a strong impression on me because I was worried I'll lose my P license after just getting hit not long ago. And then that moment, like my dad was taking my place as the one who had who gone through the accident. So it's like, Jesus dying for us. So he taking the place. So in a sense, I was saved by my dad at that moment. So that's why it's very strong impression.
Wow. Okay, that is a very strong impression. Okay, what a parallel, interesting parallel. Thank you, Reverend. How about Dr. James Khoo?
My dad, among the many impressions that he left with me, my dad lost his dad quite early. That's my grandfather, quite early in life, and so he was one of those in life who sort of have to fend for himself and then have to provide for the family. So one of the key things that I learned from him is his care for the family. He's always there providing. He's always there to make sure, are you okay? Do you need this? Do you need that? Even though he may not be able to afford it then, but gradually, as things improved, he began to take care of our needs. But the one thing I'm impressed about him is his fact that he cares not only for his own family, and I can see that in honor of his parents, he also cared for his siblings. All his siblings were in different places, and some of them are not doing so well, and some of them are struggling. So he's every Mother's Day or Father's Day, he would send some gifts to his siblings, and that actually left quite a strong impression on me. It is like a godly character to care for your loved ones, not just your immediate family, but even beyond to your siblings.
Yeah. Wow. You rarely even hear about things like that nowadays, and that is something that we have to learn, honestly. As a father in the future. Yes.
Well, it is. Yeah. Thanks for Dr. James and Reverend Nelson for sharing. Actually, based on what I heard from them, is like they have a really strong fatherhood from their father, based on what they described though. So so basically, just to share with you guys, I mean, like, fatherhood, right? We need to go through some period of time only we can build up a character, right? So when approach the fatherhood, we basically will going to face challenges like responsibilities, protection, like what Dr. James has been mentioned, protection of family, look after about it. But before we go through on that, manhood is basically a process before we reach to fatherhood. So, but sadly to say from what I see right here, many young men grow up without having a clear expectation of manhood and remain immature for a really long time. So but just want to ask for an advice actually. So growing up as a young man, right? So we're dealing with careers and goals and marriages as well. So I just want to ask Raven Nelson about like, what do you think? What do you think you understood what being as a man means? And what do you understand manhood actually?
In my life, actually, I can't really recall an exact moment or season in life where I kind of experienced an epiphany of manhood or fatherhood lah. So as far as I can remember, I know being a man, isn't about having those athletic ability or economic success. Though they are good to have, but they don't define me as a man. Basically, money, sex, power, and all this do not define a man, but the ability to love and serve others with what we have, possession, talent, time, and all that.
Oh, this is a good sharing. So, how about you, Dr. James?
Well, I think we growing up, we don't really understood what manhood is all about. And I think most of us do not fully understand until we get there.
Yes,
that's true. Wow, I'm a man already, yeah. and so it is the process of passing on from one stage of life to another, from youth, childhood to adulthood, and of course, adulthood involves a lot of responsibilities. It involves a lot of you have to make decisions for yourself, and therefore, to be a man means that you have to learn to care, and you have to learn to have responsibilities. You have to learn to be independent, and that you have learned to know that you are not the only one in the whole universe. That you are part of God's creation, and that whatever God has placed in your hands, whatever He has called you to be, I think that is when we realize that being a man is more than just being a mature figure. Of course, growing up, we all have our heroes lah. Sometimes some people like to emulate Superman lah, or these days, in the older days, I'm not sure whether you young guys would know the Incredible Hulk,
Oh yeah.
Time
Yes.
when things get tough, he changes his form and then he shows his manhood. But no, it's not like that. Manhood is defined in how we act responsibly as a person, to take responsibility for ourselves, responsibility for those that we care for, and responsibility to chart how we're going to live our lives in the days ahead. So manhood is all about maturity and responsibility.
Wow, thank you.
More people have to hear this, seriously. More young people need to understand this.
Great power comes great electric bill, responsibility.
Yeah. So when we talk about father, right, it's not just about a father who provide for the family, and if a father take it as a task only, it may burn out in the future, isn't it? So, but as we as a Christian, we know that there is a spiritual component to a fatherhood, and because as our role as a father, we believe that it's appointed by God, and how did your Christian faith actually help you to navigate through manhood and fatherhood? I would like to ask Reverend Nelson, what do you think about it?
This one, I would say it is the Google Maps and Waze to my life lah. Because if you know me, I'm the Chinese say 路痴, I have a very best sense of direction one. Even now in Tawau, I still use Waze one. Partly also to avoid traffic and also to make sure I don't go the wrong way lah. Though I know every road is connected lah. But now I'm saying this not because I'm a pastor. Then I say, my Christian faith is is Google Maps and Waze to my life. No, but it is the truth. As someone once said, life is not measured in time. It is measured in love, contributions, and moments of grace. So Jesus has given me so much, and all I can do is just to trust in His amazing grace, to love God with all my heart, my might, my mind and soul, and also to love others as myself. Basically, the love of Jesus enables me to love my family, even though when it is tough, when I don't feel like it, and also to be the best husband I can be, the best father, the best son, the best friend that I can be, as well as committing to make a difference in the lives of people in the capacity God has given me or will give me in the future. Yeah.
Nice. So how about from Dr. James Koo?
A Christian perspective is all that, as I fully agree with Reverend Dowson, that it is like a roadmap that will guide us into the future. And in fact, the Christian values that our parents, if we're fortunate to have Christian parents, the Christian values that they have placed instilled in us are valuable assets that we can use. And as I navigate through life in my own growth from childhood to youth to adulthood and then to fatherhood, the fact that the Word of God is the source of all strength and wisdom, I think that is what will guide us. Because when we are out in the world, the pressure that we face, we need our Christian perspective to stay on course. If not, we can really steer off limit. And when we bring up our families, when we get married and have families, again, it is Christian values that will enable us to help the next generation, to help our children to navigate life in the best way that can be done, and that is to know Jesus and also to have godly values, to be able to distinguish the right from wrong, and to distinguish what can and cannot. And all these actually depends on the Christian perspectives that we have received either as a child, in our youth, or in our and as parents we try to teach our children. So yeah, Christian perspective, our faith in God, the faithfulness of God, and the fact that God is always there for us helps us to navigate life, and also to, even in the ups and downs of life, our Christian perspective of who God is stabilizes and keeps, even though we go through storms, but we can have peace because we know that God is there for us even in the ups and downs of life.
Wow. In other words, basically, in whatever we do, we just focus on God, and we will never go wrong now, basically. Okay. But both of your sharings really resonate with one another, and it really speaks to me, especially, as of late, as I learn more and more about what being a Christian is all about. In fact, what being a Christian father, what being a Christian brother, family member, whatever, everything you just focus on God, and you will never go wrong. Yeah. Okay, very good. Now, I am already 30 years old, right? And a lot of my friends, they already have children, right? And when their children see me, they're not gonna call me Koko anymore. Okay, I'm not Koko material anymore. I'm uncle material already. So, being an uncle, all right, it brings in different sets of expectation. It brings in different sets of responsibility, and it just goes to show that a father is not just one that is a physical father, right? A father is also one that is spiritual. That's why there are things such as father figures, and in church we have godfathers, and they're all very important. So as boys grow up to become men, right, from youth reaching young adult to adult, there comes a time where younger people will start looking up to us, me, Richard, Patrick, right? Not as Koko, but as father figures, right? So how should young men prepare? Is it possible to prepare for such a role in their future, right? I would like to ask maybe Dr. James Koo, what kind of advice would you give to young men to prepare themselves to become father figures in the future?
Well, that's a very profound question.
Yeah.
as we think about it, father figures are people that we look up to. Of course, our own father is a father figure, and then when we are parents, we become father figures to our children. And when we are in the adult stages of life, we become a father figures to different people. So I feel that one of the ways that young people can learn how to be a father figure and to strengthen that particular area is involvement. You don't have to wait till you are going to get married, then you start to develop that manly father figure. But even in your youth fellowship, in your school, and so on, you can still be a father figure to others by caring and caring for others and learning how to care for others. It could even begin in a family, caring for your siblings or caring for your cousins. I think in my life growing up all these years, I have the privilege of being involved in youth fellowship, in ISCF, and later on in overseas Christian fellowship overseas. And especially when you are involved, you care for people, and people look and your peers look up to you for some sort of advice and all that. So that in a sense prepares a young person to be a father figure to others who are their peers. When I was in Australia, I was involved in this work as an overseas student. You know how when you arrive in an overseas country, you don't have your father, you don't have your mother. All you have is two suitcases, and you arrive in a foreign land.
Yeah.
And there was a group of people who came to the airport, met me, and took me in, and then sort of cared for me. And so I look up to them. And so in my years in university, I also took up the opportunity to be involved in what we call orientation week, meaning that in the first 1 or 2 weeks before uni starts, when all the students start coming in, I would be at the airport meeting some of them. You have to be very thick-faced. Now you go and introduce yourself. I'm from from so and so fellowship, and we are here to help you. So helping them to settle in a foreign land. Ultimately, I became like a father figure, a mentor to them throughout the early part of the years in studying overseas. And so I think to be a father figure does not come overnight. It comes through from a lot of training. It comes from being faithful to use the gifts and to care for one another, to be willing to serve others just as Jesus served us. And so that is one of the very important criteria, to serve without expecting anything in return. And I'm sure all the young adults in our church or in society, we can learn to do that by caring for others, not just in material needs, but maybe emotional needs and so on. So then we earn the right to become a mentor or a father figure to them.
Wow. So young men, start practicing. Basically, that's what he's saying. Start practicing in your home. Okay, start practicing among your friends. Don't wait for your friend to help you. Go and help your friend yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. James. And what about Reverend Nelson? You've just recently become a father.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of how you prepare yourself to become one?
Actually, no. Actually, I quite agree what Dr. James said earlier. You suddenly, when you're there, then I'm a man already. I'm a father. But I think what I prepared to share tonight for this question is really quite similar to what Dr. James said. I would suggest, to prepare now, I would suggest to start asking ourselves, how can I serve others better? whatever we aim to get in life, money, position or whatever, is to serve others better and make a difference in the world. Starting with people closest to us, our family, friends, church, and so on. Before I got my driving license, driving again, I offered it to the Lord. I said, Lord, this driving license belongs to you. It's yours. And you know how the Lord kind of really take that seriously. I really got my license, and then I really fetch and send youth home, because back then in the youth ministry, so I had opportunities to serve the young people, and I really send them quite, to me I feel it's quite distant because I send them to, if you know KK, I stay in Kolombong, so there are youth who are staying in Talipok, which is about 45 minutes distance, so I send him up there. I drive church van. I have to drive church van because my rush cannot fit some of them. So rush can fit, for example, 7 people. So sometimes it's 8-9 people. So it's just a little bit, but cannot. So van, I send him to 45 minutes there. I basically drive back to my own home, Taman, because there are some staying there. And then I drive back the church van to church, another 15-30 minutes, and then I drive my own car back. So every time, almost every Saturday after service, I reach home around 11 something, 12 something. Yeah, so that was the opportunity I had, and I really enjoyed serving that, because partly I enjoy driving and I know this belongs to the Lord. So I serve, and then I see this being built up in me, to serve others is very important now. And so by until today, by God's grace, some are still following Jesus faithfully. So I'm really grateful. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Thank you, Dr. James and Reverend Nelson. Like we learn a lot of things actually. Like I got the few of the points, like journey is a process, and responsibility, and do whatever we do, we focus on Jesus, and also start asking ourselves, and talk about fatherhood is like, it cannot run away from servant, like we serve people. You're right, Patrick.
Yeah, definitely. But it is definitely like what you said. It needs a lot of like discipline and journey. Yeah. So we pretty much at the ending of our session. Actually, before finishing, right? I just want to ask for Dr. James and Reverend Nelson, do you have any words of encouragement for our young adults currently in the podcast? Do you want to go first, Reverend Nelson?
Okay, Ken. I think I'll share what I've also shared today to all the fathers. Change is always possible when we change our focus to the one who can do the impossible. Yes. We may have failed in the past, or feeling that right now we are at the verge of failing again. Always remember that we are not the sum of our failures, but we always can look to God, turn back to Him, and follow His guidance, and you will see how He can do amazing things when we rely on Him to serve.
Nail it. Nice.
How about James?
Well, to all the young men out there listening, I would just want to exhort you with the words of Joshua 1:9. As Joshua was about to enter the promised land, God said to him, among this verse, I thought I'll just quote to you, chapter 1, verse 9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. And as young adults, you are in a stage of life, it's almost like Joshua entering to take possession of the land. You are going through a process of growing and from a youth into a man, and then going into fatherhood. So it's an exciting journey, and don't be afraid. Be strong, be courageous, as the Lord encouraged Joshua before Joshua entered the land. And then as for those of you young adults who are already married or who have children, may I also take this opportunity to share to you from Joshua, the book of Joshua 24 verse 15, when Joshua made a choice to follow God. He said, "As for me and my household, we will serve the Lord." So if you are a father, if you have a family, decide that you and your family want to serve the Lord, because that is a very conscious a decision that we all have to make. And of course, being a father, sometimes we look forward to it, but when you reach fatherhood, it is like, and Nelson is smiling and laughing. So it is like, wow, this is great. It's tough stuff, man. There are so many demands and there are so many requirements placed upon you. But life is a gift from God. So enjoy life in whatever process. Now, as you prepare, as young adults, some of you are not married yet. You're moving slowly into the next phase of life, or if you have moved into the next phase of life, which is fatherhood, enjoy the moments that God has given to us. And I can assure you, because today is Father's Day, Reverend Nelson will also agree, and all the fathers out there will also agree that it is never easy. We do admit that there are many times when we fail, but God is gracious. But at the same time, we just need to know that fatherhood is a gift that God has given to us, and we need to navigate, and we need to enjoy being a father, even with our weaknesses and our failures, because God is our perfect Father, as our sermon last night, Reverend Tao Yong shared with us. So as we move into fatherhood, let us not be too bogged down by failures and what we cannot do, but let us be encouraged by what God can do through us.
Absolutely.
Raise our children, and to bring our children to the point where our family, you decide for your family that as for you and your family, as for me and my family, we will serve the Lord. And so this is my encouragement to those listening, whether you're young, whether you're just into early young adults or late young adults, or about to enter into a fatherhood, whatever stage of life we are. Let us remember that God has given us this life to navigate, and He has given us the ability and also the ways and the means to help us navigate the journey ahead. So life is exciting. Life is full of challenges. Life has got its ups and downs, but be strong and courageous.
Yeah.
Whoa, nice, man, nice. No, after listening everything, we suddenly find out our confidence, to get ready to become a father in the future.
Only you are Richard.
Patrick also. So yeah. So yeah, thank you very much, Pastor James and Reverend Nelson. I believe many who are listening truly encouraged by your sharing tonight, and we truly appreciate that you're willing to appear online with us tonight, and it is really encourages us now, because as we preparing now, we try to find other prospect now. They say, I don't dare, too shy to appear on internet. But thank God we have you. and yeah, so to all the young adults now, if or people outside now, if you are alone in your journey, or you want to find out more, or you are curious, okay, like some of us here, we are willing to journey with you. So kindly just scan the QR code below, and we will connect with you. Okay, so yeah, I think that's all for tonight.
Yeah.
And we will see you in the next round. So
bye-bye. Next round.
Yeah, of course lah. Got the first round, got for sure. Second round is coming.
Boleh. See you
okay,
guys.
Yeah, see you guys. Bye bye.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you very much.